Hi, I'm Brad Sugars and welcome to Business Basics. Today we're in for a great lesson. Today we're in for learning about leverage, the marketing leverage chart, how you can actually multiply your business profits, not just add to them. Now, what you're about to learn in the next few minutes is probably the most important thing you'll ever learn in business. And I know that's a big call, it's a big statement, but the fact is when you start to understand what I'm about to teach you, you'll understand how to multiply your business profits, not just add to them. Not just grow by small percentages each year, but by actually multiplying the results you get for your business. You see, I call this the business chassis for a reason. If you take a look, you know, you've got the Ford Contour and the Jaguar X-Type, two totally different cars. Or we go back to the originals. Ferdinand Porsche used the VW Karmann gear to build the first Porsche. The chassis was exactly the same, but the outcome was entirely different. And I want you to think of it the same way with your business right now. The chassis is already there. What we've got to do now is fine-tune it to turn it into a spectacular business, not just an average one. It'd be the way we want to do it. So let's take a look at the formula and let's go through. And how does that formula actually operate? Well, you'll see at the top here we work the number of leads. That is the number of prospects, the people that called you, contacted you, the people that came into your store, the people that sent you an email. They're your leads. They're the potential customers you get into your business. So we want to know how many of those you have. Now, we want to measure that on either a daily, a weekly, a monthly, or an annual basis, depending upon how many of them you get. Then we want to work on your conversion rate. Again, something we need to measure, something we need to know precisely. You know, the average business owner, when I go in and ask them what's their conversion rate, they have a guess at it. And you know what they tell me? They tell me, Brad, you know, our conversion's pretty good. We get about 60–70%. And then we measure it for a couple of weeks and we find it's not quite there. Yeah, you guessed it, it's way lower than that in most cases. See, measuring these things is important. But you take the number of leads, you multiply it by the conversion rate. So if you had 10 leads and you sold to 2 of them, you got a 20% conversion rate. That gives you your total number of customers, how many people you're doing business with in the business. Number of customers is then multiplied by the number of transactions, how often they come back. Now, again, some will come back 10 times a year. Some you'll see them once and they'll never come back ever again. But we want to know the average. How often does the average customer buy from you on an annual basis? Now, then we've got to multiply that by the amount they spend while they're in with you. How much do they actually spend on average? Again, some will be spending $5,000, some maybe only $5, but you're looking for the average spend when people come in and do business with you. So if you do the math, it's pretty simple. If you take the number of customers you've got, you multiply it by how often each of them will buy from you in the year, and you multiply that again by the average amount they spend whilst they're in there with you, what you're going to end up with, pretty dang easy, isn't it? The total revenues of the business, the sales, the revenue that you've got in the business is dependent upon those three things, which of course comes back to the 4 areas that we've talked about so far. You'll notice I call this the 5 ways. Why do I call it the 5 ways? Because even though I have in red the number of customers, the total revenues and the profitability, even though they're highlighted in red, they're actually the least important numbers on the page. How come? Well, take a look at it, gang. Let's look at this and you're going to see it really clearly. Equal sign right in front of it, isn't there? See, that's the outcome of the others. Leads, conversion, number of transactions, average sale, and then finally the 5th point, the margins. See, if you've got revenues, that's important for your business, but it's not the most important thing. The most important thing is obviously the profitability of the company. So revenues multiplied by margins gives you your total profitability of the business, and that's the end of the formula. Now, why is this formula important? Well, first and foremost, we've got to know each and every one of these numbers. If we actually know these numbers, then we're off on a head start. If you don't know them, then please get in touch with one of my coaches and learn how you can find all of these numbers for your business. It's really important because you can't manage what you don't measure. The moment you start knowing these numbers, then you're going to get some work done and you're going to get this thing growing. Now, take a look at how the order I want you to work on these in. I want you to understand that in fixing a business, every one of these is as vital as the others. See, number of leads is vital. Number of transactions is vital. Average sale, conversion rate, margins, they're all vital. But where do I start? Well, when we start coaching a company, where we always start is the margins. We want to work on the margins. Now, we have over 50 strategies that we work with companies on in the margin area to help you build the bottom line profitability of the company. Why do we work there first? Well, there's no use increasing revenue if you've got a lack of profit. No use increasing sales if there's no profitability in the sales you're already making. So second of all, then we'll go and work on your conversion rate. So firstly, margins. Great way to increase the profitability. Second, conversion rate. The sales force. 87 different strategies we have for working on this with business owners. I want you to start working it. If you need to, read my books, Instant Cash Flow, go through them and find all the different strategies that are going to work for you. Work with one of the coaches to make sure you get these things in play. Conversion rate second. How come? On a cost average, see, it doesn't cost a lot to get your sales force performing better and converting the business that you're already getting, the people that are already coming in the door. Third, we're going to work on your average sale. Again, it's a good sales training can help you with a lot of these areas. Again, we can look at different strategies. Over 70 strategies we've got for improving the average sale in any particular business. So you might only use 5 or 6 of them, but it's probably 5 or 6 more than most companies use today. So we work first margins, second conversion rate, third average sale, fourth we're going to work on repeat business, getting your existing customers back more often. We want to increase the number of transactions. How do we get those people that are, well, they're your best customers, aren't they? These are people that have already bought from you. How do we get them back more often? How do we get them spending more each time? These are all aspects of growing the business. And then finally, the final part of the 5 ways we'll work on is actually generating more leads for the business. I know most people we go and work with say, oh, we need more customers. Well, actually, if we work it in order, more customers is the 5th area. Why? Because it's the most expensive one out of the 5 to generate more business for your business. It's generally the toughest one out of the 5 as well. So, we've got 5 ways to improve your business. We've got the order we've got to work them in. Margins first, conversion rate, average sale, number of transactions, and then lead generation. This is what we're going to do to grow your business. I want you to sit down. I want you to see if you can work out these numbers for your business. What are they in your company? The moment you know these numbers, we can start improving them. If you struggle to find out how they work, please grab one of my coaches, have a chat with them, see how it works for you and your business. I'm Brad Sugars, and these are the Business Basics.